Assalamu alaikum to everyone watching this. Why should you listen to me talk about pre-PA stuff? Well, my name is Henna. I'm a PA. I've been a PA for almost 2 years now. I got into PA school on the first try. I was definitely very blessed to have that opportunity. But besides that, I have been a kind of pre-PA coach for several years since getting into PA school. I have helped edit people's essays, prep them for interviews, and have had tremendous success, not to toot my own horn, but tremendous success in getting people into PA school. I can think from all the clients I've worked with, and I've worked with a lot, maybe 2 or 3 have not gotten into PA school. So that's not to say that there aren't really awesome people who you can get advice from, but I would just hope that I can help you guys with some of the things that pre-PAs should know before applying to PA school. So bear with me here. What every pre-PA student should know before getting or applying. So first and foremost, I just want to start busting some myths for you guys, okay? GPA does matter. I know there are a lot of really cool videos on people who got into PA school with really low GPAs. They are the exception, not the rule. That's not to discourage you from trying to apply if you did have a lower GPA, but the reality is PA schools overwhelmingly are going to want people who have high GPAs. PA school is very rigorous. It's very intense. It is medicine at the end of the day. And so this is just one of the few markers that they have to assess whether or not you can actually take the intensity. So my advice to you as a pre-PA coach who's helped a lot of people get into PA school is there are certain classes you want to prioritize retaking, and those would be your prerequisite courses for that PA school, especially your anatomy and physiology, developmental psychology. Those are the courses that really are going to, you're going to see a lot of repeat information in PA school because you have an anatomy class and you have pathophysiology. Clinical medicine has a lot of anatomy and physiology. So those are the classes that they're really going to look at and say, okay, if you got a B- in physiology or a C in physiology, like, even though they might say they accept C's, a C in physiology is going to be very concerning. They, at the end of the day, PA schools, yes, they might have their diversity quotas and whatnot. They want to have accept applicants who they think are going to give them the highest likelihood of success. So really try your best to get good grades on those prerequisite courses, because those are the courses that they're telling you they want you to excel at. So other courses that might not be prerequisites, you have to repeat taking them. That's up to you, really. If it's a computer science class, maybe you were an engineering major or something of that sort. Those are really hard classes in general. So if you got a C on it, and I wouldn't freak out too much. Do you have to repeat every single science course? Not necessarily. Again, I would prioritize the ones that are prerequisites and the ones that are most likely to be similar to courses you're going to be taking during PA school. So that's one point that I want to make. I just really want to emphasize that, again, not to discourage anyone, but because it can be very deceiving seeing a lot of these PA students and now PAs who had those lower GPAs who put out stories, put out YouTube videos. The reason they put out YouTube videos is because it was an interesting stories. It's going to get them views, and it's an awesome opportunity to inspire other people. But you're not hearing about all of the other thousands of PA students who had higher GPAs who got in, who are the overwhelming majority. So please remember that. Do not let those inspiring stories be an excuse for you to not repeat classes that can really increase your likelihood of getting accepted, because it takes the process of applying to PA school is exhausting. You're waiting a year, another year if you don't do those things. So just really try to take advantage. Number 2, GRE does not matter as much as you think it does. Just get the passing grade. Honest, just get the passing grade. Get what you need to get. The reality about GRE is it's a standardized exam. Standardized exams are not correlating with how great of a PA you are or how well you're going to be doing in classes in PA school, right? I have friends who are in PA school with me who did horrendously on their GRE and their SAT and their ACT because they're just not the best at standardized exams, especially in very broad topics like mathematics and language, which is what the GRE tests on. But they did exceptionally well in their biology courses, in their anatomy courses, in their chemistry courses, and they became really awesome PA students and eventually really awesome PAs. So just get the passing amount. It's okay if you are average or a little below average, as long as you are getting the passing amount. That passing amount is there for a reason. Don't freak yourself out. The especially if you have an average score. A lot of people will repeat the GRE. It's you can get a higher score on the GRE through taking those practice exams, taking those classes. It's just a lot of investment, a lot of money. It's a lot of time for something that might not necessarily boost your likelihood of getting into PA school as much as something like those prerequisites would, or the hours, your patient care hours would, or those really awesome letters of recommendation you get. So I wouldn't freak yourself out too much, especially, I mean, I've had so many people who repeated the GRE only to get maybe 2 points higher, and they really, really worked hard at it. If you are interested in investing, if you're going to choose an investment route, I would recommend choosing the courses where they kind of guarantee you a certain amount of points increase, or you get your money back. It's just the GRE is expensive. So my personal view, I got a very average GRE score. I think I'm a really great PA. I did very well in PA school. I did really well in my prerequisite courses, and just in undergrad in general. I studied nutrition, so it was a science degree, but I did really average on my GRE. And when I was thinking, do I want to retake it? I was like, honestly, I couldn't stand taking that exam once. I couldn't, see myself taking it again. It costed a lot of money that I just didn't have at that time to even worry about it. So I really just tried to focus on those other aspects of my application that I knew would also have heavy weight. Number 3 is what every pre-PA student should know, is that there is a difference between healthcare hours and direct patient care hours. Make sure, oh my gosh, if I could emphasize one thing for you guys, make sure you go through each PA program that you're applying to, go through their website with a fine-tooth comb. Look at every requirement they have, because every PA school is going to have these different requirements. That was actually going to be number 5, but let me just throw it in here. Every PA school has different requirements. It's frustrating. It's really annoying, because you could find yourself having all the prerequisites for one program, but then now you have to take an extra physics class or an extra calculus class for this other program. And it's just a game we play, and if you really want to get into PA school, sometimes you got to do it. But just make sure you're looking at the website and specifically what kind of hours they want you to get. There are some schools that will accept healthcare hours. So what's the difference between healthcare and direct patient care? Healthcare is you are just working in the healthcare field. That means you can be a receptionist. That means you can be a biller and a coder. That means you can be a pharmacy tech. Direct patient means you need to be in the healthcare field, but specifically interacting with patients where you're actually having to touch a patient. You're taking vitals, or you're giving injections, or maybe you're a CNA and you're helping with ADLs. You're a physical therapy assistant, and there's an actual physical interaction between you and the patient. Be careful, because a lot of people have everything else sorted out in their application for PA school, didn't know this one thing, and had gotten 500, 1,000 hours of a healthcare job, not realizing that it wouldn't count because it wasn't a direct patient care job. And now they have to wait another year, find another job, and it can be really, really exhausting and really disappointing when you were very hopeful that you were finally going to be able to apply. So just be careful. It's also fun, kind of side note, is it can actually be really helpful if you are able to do both of those jobs. So if you get your direct patient care hours and make sure it's a certain number of hours that they require, but then just having a healthcare job, especially after you finish your patient care job, can be a really cool way to diversify your application. So if you have the chance to do that, it might be worth considering. I already mentioned that each program is different, but please, I always get people asking me, sending me messages on Instagram. What do I have to do to get in? What are the requirements for PA school? My answer is always the same: Google it, because each program is so different. It is so different. And I think there is a resource out there. You might have to Google it, where they show, I think you can plug in your prerequisites and they'll show you all the programs that you basically can apply to. That I just don't know how updated it is. So just choose the programs you're going to apply to and create a Google document or some sort of Excel sheet, something like that, where you can track what requirements there are. That way you're just not missing something that you might be the reason that you can't apply to this one school. Next thing is, at a certain point, all of the extra kind of things you do don't matter as much. So there was something along the lines in how they grade your application, let's say the requirement was 1,000 patient care hours, and I'm someone who's been working for several years, so I have 5,000. But then someone else has been working for even more years and they have 10,000. Well, they're going to rank the 5,000, the 10,000, the 15,000. They're really all the same. It's just going to be, it's almost like you get 1 point if you meet the requirement 1,000 hours, and then 2 points for anything above that, right? So just use that point to just decide what you're going to invest your energy in, so that way you're not overworking yourself when you could be focusing on other aspects of your application, or maybe retaking a class that you need to retake. So yeah, there's one more thing I wanted to mention that I just completely forgot. Oh God, remember this, guys. This is what almost made it so that I almost missed my application, and it would have been so bad. But some schools, their CASPA deadline. CASPA is the application, the general application that you have to fill out to be able to apply to PA school. There are schools that have the CASPA application and a secondary application. That's point one. So you have to fill out CASPA, their application on CASPA, and then you have to go to their specific website and fill out another form and sometimes pay another fee for that secondary application. Just be mindful of those. They don't tell you which ones they are. This is why you have to go through each website with that fine-tooth comb like I mentioned. But the other thing is submission deadlines. Some programs will tell you a submission deadline, and others have a second deadline where your application has to be verified on CASPA before they consider your application submitted. So you might have submitted it to them, but you weren't verified on CASPA, so they didn't even look at it. So just know that there's those two different deadlines. You have to get verified on CASPA. This thing I didn't know, and it was so frustrating and so stressful when I found out. But to get verified on CASPA, you actually have to mail your official transcripts to CASPA. You cannot mail them. Your school has to mail them. So I just remember wondering, why am I not being verified? Why is my CASPA application not verified yet? Like, they have all the information they need, only to find out, I think I might have called, or I forgot how I figured that out, but I had to submit my official transcripts to their official mailbox, and then obviously it takes time for them to receive the transcript and actually put it in, and then what if something goes missing? So do that early on, and you have to Google, at least when I was doing it, you have to Google the address that it gets sent to. I don't know why they made it so counterintuitive. I don't know why it wasn't on CASPA. That I can't imagine how many other people missed the deadline completely because of that. But just be super mindful. You have to get verified as early as possible. Get your transcripts sent. Be super on top of your school, your college, or university to get those sent. They're not going to send it any faster, honestly. So if you can, just get to them early, you will have a higher likelihood that you're going to get your transcripts sent on time. So those are the things. I lost track of the number. I think I had initially said 5. We'll pretend like it was 5. That I think every pre-PA student should know. I want you guys to succeed in it. I was there. I remember how stressful it was. It can be really hard. But at the end of it, it definitely was worth it. The career was worth it. I work as an urgent care PA now. I am happy with my salary. I'm happy with my patient care. I'm happy with the patients I get to take care of and all the other things that I get to do. So with that being said, guys, I hope you liked this video. If it was helpful, please like it. Helps get this video to get this video out to other pre-PA students, and drop comments in the comment section telling me what kind of pre-PA content you want me to make. I'm going to be very honest, that is not my main priority, so that's not what I'm giving most of my thought to. So it's really helpful to have your suggestions, so when I do make these videos every now and then, it's exactly what you guys want, and it's most helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good day.